1998 Bell Trans-Tongoland Off-Road Challenge took place between Pongola and Shishlui in northern KwaZulu-Natal on Saturday the 25th of July. The fifth of the 8-leg National Off-Road Series, the 1998 Bell Trans-Tongoland Challenge, is regarded as the ultimate challenge in off-roading at high speeds. And so are the bikes, let's not forget them.
Yeah, this is Alfie, our race leader at this stage. It looks like he's going to run away with this one.
Out of the competitors, we've got a father and son team, the Chepiks, as we mentioned, and we also have a husband and wife team, don't we?
Oh yes, yeah they are. These Mandy and Tony have done a fantastic job, great PR for Land Rover, and these guys are a personality you cannot believe, and I'm sure that Tony's going to be on the radio and the TV in the future talking to us and giving us a few chirps. He'll know what we're talking about. He really is a great competitor, as is Mandy.
Yeah, so there you are, the husband and wife team. We saw the father and son team a little earlier on. One of the great things about in these kind of events and these kind of races is you never know what's going to come up next. Your bike gets all covered in dust and covered in sand, and then you turn around the next corner and it's time to take it to the car wash.
Yeah, you'll see the different approaches these guys have in the water. Some of the guys reckon it's the best to try and wash the car or the bike. The other guys are really more cautious and they take it easy.
Now you'll also notice, if you watch these scenes that are coming up now, we're going to stay with the river for a little while and watch the people going through. And if you watch the bushes on the side, you'll see people just coming out to watch the event all the time. Where are they all coming from?
It's amazing. You can be traveling along the route and out of the blue there's a couple of thousand spectators. There's a lot of missions and hospitals on the route, and these guys all congregate on the side of the route and watch for the day. It's incredible.
Now every single motor vehicle that comes out a slightly different way. Everybody uses their own tactics. You'll see some in a little while going in a lot faster than perhaps they should have. Did anybody get stuck?
Yeah, unfortunately we were one of the competitors that did get stuck, but at that stage we'd had a few problems. So yeah, there are different approaches and your concentration basically at the end of the day. You know, it's a long day, 520 kilometers, which is unusually long for an event like of this nature. We're normally about 420, 450 on a daily basis. This is Tom Smith. Nice approach, nice clean line.
And obviously quite relieved to be out of there. Looking at the bikes now.
Now this is Carl LaRue, KTM. This is a 500cc motorcycle. You'll see the 250s mixed in amongst them. This is Clayton Ensslin and Greg Aspinall.
Greg battling just a little bit there, hasn't got the into the water quite right, but he's out, which is quite a relief, I would imagine, to him at this stage.
You know, these motorcycles really do get through. Watch this. This is Tony doing a bit of showboating for the TV. I'm sure that his car's nice and clean there anyway.
I'm sure it is. He takes a difficult way out though, doesn't he? He doesn't make it easy for himself.
Yeah, he nearly got stuck. Just on the right there is a big hole that's been cut by the locals. Here we have the first of the quads.
And taking it very, very slowly and very safely.
Yeah, it looks like he actually he stopped. He lost his momentum there. He actually should have kept it going, but it's always easy from this side of the cameras. The locals giving him a bit of encouragement.
And a quick wave, and off he goes.
That's Spencer Creel. Nice clean line as well. These guys, they're very efficient on these motorcycles. At this stage, it's getting nearer the end of the race. They've been in the saddle for basically 7 hours.
Now, we were talking earlier on about all the different competitors being on the water at the same time. There's a vehicle and a bike going through the water, Roy Slavitt, at exactly the same time. Doesn't this make things more difficult for everybody?
It's very difficult for everybody, but I'll tell you something, Roy Slavitt deserves a medal. He's restricted with limitations on his one arm, and he drives a manual motor vehicle. It's incredible, and Roy finished 6th overall in the special category this race. It was incredible. This is Shamir Variawa and Bix Carolyn. Just about to get roosted by a bike.
And our cameraman too, by the looks of things.
Yeah, and Yas Kasi and Pete Swanepoel. These guys take a quick approach through the water.
Straight through it, no problem.
No, not a problem at all.
Now here's the two-wheel drive. The vehicle is running in two-wheel drive.
Yeah, it's unusual for RP to be having problems like this, but that's racing. That's racing. I mean, they've done fantastically well to be up as far as they are at this stage. Looks like they've developed a bit of a problem. This is where you need four-wheel drive. A vehicle like this is designed for four-wheel drive. It's quite heavy. They have huge horsepower, and this is where you have these time delays. Whereas if he had four-wheel drive, he'd be able to just cruise through there.
Now the easiest thing to do is to try and get some local help. But we must mention though that getting local help usually involves a little reimbursement on the cash side. And obviously when you're in a race like this, you don't carry a wallet in your back pocket with a couple of R1 coins in, do you?
Well, they wouldn't take R1 to start with, but no, I think at this stage this is nearer the end of the event, and they might quite have run out of money.
Still nice to see people offering their help as much as they can. And at a dangerous cost as well. That was very close as the bikes came roaring through. Glad to report though nobody was injured in that at all. Although you'll notice nobody's helping him anymore.
Now this is when the car guys don't get that happy, but you know, those motorcycles do approach at huge speeds. They were probably thinking about, if there's a car in front, let's try and pass him while he's having a problem, because then we don't have to battle to pass him later on.
Now what's happening now is they've run the Land Cruiser all the way back down to the bottom again to give it enough of a run up to try and get through the sand.
Now this is really when these guys are hoping that another competitor with four-wheel drive will come along, because the camaraderie in off-road racing is fantastic, and they would have gladly hooked up a rope to RP and pulled him through.
Okay, well there's RP stuck in the sand, and that's where we'll leave him for a little while as we move on.